a little bit more, so much more. Welcome. When when do we stop being cool? Do you think we are still cool? Do you think you're cool?
I was never cool.
I think you were cool.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought I was cool?
You were cool.
What did it?
Like, I want to say, this is horrible because I don't want to admit this, but I watched, I think, a season of Riverdale before it got really weird, and it's a weird. But you were like cool, like Betty and Veronica. Like, maybe you weren't the most popular, but you held yourself in a way that made yourself cool.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
So,
did you think you were cool?
No, I never thought I was cool. But
did you try to be cool?
No,
did you try to fit in with the cool kids?
Yes, I tried very hard. I don't know, like, cool was the word. I just wanted to fit in, so I guess that's being cool.
I became aware that I rejected fitting in.
Yeah, but that makes you cool. But
I did not want to try to fit in with anybody.
Do you now? So when I get called out that I'm not cool, when I was younger, like in high school, I remember moving to a new school and there was two girls. There was a girl that I was friends with, and these other two girls couldn't believe that I was talking to that girl, and I felt very uncool. And I was like, this is what it feels like to get picked on. Like, they're actually telling me that I'm not cool for talking to this person.
Oh,
I was like,
girls are terrible. No, I know girls are terrible. I know they are.
Oh. It felt weird. I still remember.
It's a terrible thing.
I still remember.
So I think I've always kind of gone out of my way, tried to go out of my way to not, like,
I know,
fit into that
because
mold.
You hate the cool guys with back in our day, the cool guys were in hockey and they wore cowboy boots.
I didn't want anything to do with them.
You want nothing, but that makes you cool. That's the thing.
Or is it just rejecting people first before they can reject you because you're so wounded?
Deep waters. Deep waters.
I think that I have often felt on the outside. And so even we went to pick up my our friend's son from school the other day, and I was looking at the kids, and I said to my friend, I said, see that little girl over there sitting by the door reading her book? That was me.
But it's intriguing, though. The people, I think, now
a whole bunch of kids were running around. They had this whole game going on. We were trying to figure out what the game is. We're like, wow, what's happening? And I'm like, oh, look, there I am.
And the girl that's reading, and if somebody comes over, she's like, okay, what?
I know, I'm sorry. I still do that to you.
I think
I still do that to you.
Now, yes. Now that I'm older, I see that coolness is actually going against the grain. Like I don't want to fit a mold or a model. Like I want to be my own.
So now that I'm older, I see that cool is actually not a goal.
No.
Neither is self-sufficiency or rejection is not a goal. That actually, if I can live my life, like, who can I be present for today?
That's cool.
Can I be less needy? Became like sort of I don't want to be a needy. I want to show up in the world and be present for the world around me and not take from the world, but be available to, like, give to the world and the people around me. Because it's fully selfish because I know that actually I am happier and full of joy and less fearful when that's the way that I can live my life.
I'm cool. But it's in my own head. Part of me wanting to go against the grain and be cool was not to adhere to style. And it's like I would never wear like a Tommy Hilfiger shirt or a Champion shirt. I always like wear no name brand. And then it's like now in my older age, like I don't want to wear Blundstones and what are the sandals? Birkenstocks. Like, oh my goodness, like if you wear that, then you're like you just fell into the category. And it's like,
but those are popular for a reason.
4 years, I know. 4 years ago, I bought my first Birkenstocks. It's like,
they're so
I'm pretty sure that Jesus wore these walking in the desert. Like this is what they wear.
It's not about being cool. It's about how comfortable they are.
And then I bought the Blundstones.
Yes, you did.
Again,
and they're comfortable.
I know.
I'm telling you, they're so comfortable.
Timberland is so like yesterday.
And I had regular like other boots that kept hurting my feet, and
Oh,
I just
I
need
know,
two
I
pairs of
know.
shoes.
And it like
Okay,
following the
let's-
herd makes me uncool, but I still want to have a flare of cool here and there. It is the 29th. Wow. What happened to
Please don't do
I
this
know, I'm
every
old.
time.
That's not cool.
Every time.
Before I met the Fellowship of Recovery, I was
Alone.
oh yeah, but I was dishonest. I was
Ooh.
not dishonest, very dishonest. I was a lying dirtbag. I lied to my.
Does it say that?
I don't know. I lied to
You
my.
were though.
I was a lying dirtbag. I lied to my wife constantly about
Everything.
no where I had been and what I had been doing.
How much money you spent.
Okay.
Who you were hanging out
Let's
with.
not go into the depth of the despair. I took time off from the office and pretended I'd been sick or great or gave some other dishonest excuse. I was dishonest with myself as well as with other people. I would never face myself as I really was or admit when I was wrong. I pretended to myself that I was as good as the next fellow, although I suspected I wasn't. Am I now really honest? Meditation. I must live in the world and yet live apart with God. I can go forth from my secret times of communion with God to the work of the world. To get the spiritual strength I need, my inner life must be lived apart from the world. I must wear the world as a loose garment. Nothing in the world should seriously upset me as long as my inner life is lived with God. All successful living arises from this inner life. Oh man, so many memories about the lying and the dishonesty. Like I remember I took off work and I felt like so embarrassed. I didn't go to work because I was still intoxicated. And I made like this holiday, like once a year, it would be like white trash day. And it's like, I felt like, yeah, I could live this lie. Like this is a national holiday. And it's like, that's how far my lying had gotten. But coming into a relationship with God, I find it very hard to lie. Like I feel that I'm pretty honest now. And I got honest with myself. I got honest with God and I get honest with the world around me. I think where I struggle today would be being honest with myself more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, I'm going to work out today. And then like, so this morning I was supposed to work out. I had a little bit of a plan. And then it was like half an hour into bedtime. And I realized I was facing away from my clock. And then I realized I didn't set my alarm clock. So number one, I'm being dishonest of not setting my alarm clock. And I was like going to rely on me waking up. And then I played squash yesterday. Very
So
sore.
you're sore.
And I was like, okay, that workout can count as this workout. And who am I being dishonest to?
Yourself.
Me.
And I would say that I agree with that. And I often, the things that I'm telling myself in my head are almost like reassurances, you know, like I'm just trying to like reassure myself and make myself feel better.
Yeah.
And those things I know are not what is going to bring me life and joy. And so I have to like stop reassuring myself and like, you know, it's okay, you're tired, you worked hard. Like I have to stop pacifying myself.
Is that self-pity? Like self-pity
so.
causes me to be dishonest.
I think so.
And need a break. And then it talks about the inner life of communion with God. And that's what recovery is discovering the God, like God within us. And then the world.
Self-pity tells me I need a break. Yeah. Self-pity tells me I'm not good as other people. Yeah. So I should reject them before they reject me.
Self-pity says I'm not cool enough.
Pity says like, oh, you're not going to say the right thing. Like, don't send that message. Self-pity says like, oh, they excluded you because you did something wrong or, you know, whatever. Like self-pity has a lot of messages and
then that turns into remorse.
And I actually think too, for me, like I can become overwhelmed with my responsibilities and start to kind of like, you know, pull away. And instead of like sitting down and talking to God about it, and saying like, what responsibilities do you have for me? I'm getting overwhelmed because I've put all these other responsibilities on myself that are not even mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coming to the realization I'm doing the best I can with what I have and where I'm at. And I have to come into the acceptance of God has me where I need to be. So the prayer for today, I pray that I may live my inner life with God. I pray that nothing shall invade or destroy the secret place of peace. Amen. I pray that for you. If you want to know more about the inner life, we talk about the inside of the circle and the outside of the circle. Our job is to live on the inside of the circle. We kind of go through that with LifeLab. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to message us and get a free membership code for LifeLab and start your journey on the inside of the circle.
We also have a Zoom meeting today at noon, and someone will be sharing about.
Who's sharing?
Karen is sharing about becoming unblocked.
Oh, unblocked.
So that's at noon today on Zoom, open to anyone. And the information, it's on our page, but if you can't find it, you can just send us a message.
Noon Eastern time. All right. Until then, we'll see you at noon. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior. And
okay, Judge John.
All right. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Judge John.
Thank you.